Well, that was the wrong scene. Hello, everyone. Also, let's get rid of my coat, because that's going to be very annoying. Hello, people. How are you all doing today? I, as you've seen when I accidentally showed you, I've already been doing some of the models today. Ooh. Very unlike me to actually be ready before a stream and already be doing model making. Normally, I am rushing to get ready for a stream. However, there were many reasons why I decided to get ready for it. You can see I'm wearing very minimal makeup today. Because I was just very tired today. And you know, sometimes a girl just needs to give her face, or I guess a guy as well, a person, there we go, just needs to give their face a break. Because, you know, makeup is very tiring to the face. So yeah, we're going to be doing 2 models today, hopefully finishing the Iskra full stop. That is the primary goal. And then we'll want to try and get the Hawk at least built. That one I'm sort of looking forward to because I don't have to stick to a paint scheme too hard. I can sort of just do whatever the hell we want with it because it's the fictional NHS Hawk for COVID. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that one. Overall, I will say the Iskra is looking pretty good. I'm impressed with how it looks. So we'll just have to see what you guys think when I show you it properly in a moment. But, I mean, so far. Right, let me open chat properly so I can see it properly. But hello, Marcus. I saw you say something and then just can't read it because I am blind. I've actually managed to somehow put my camera in an even worse position today, which is great. Good afternoon, how am I? I am pretty good, thank you. How are you doing today? I'm conscious a lot of people may not have even known the stream was going on today. Because I sort of completely forgot to make a notification thing for it. Let's just get into this, by the way, because I feel like we should just get into it. Also, all morning I've been electrocuting myself slightly by accident, which has, you know, been fun. Because it turns out something I had plugged in under my desk was genuinely electrocuting me. So that was a fun experience today. Literally couldn't work it out until like a moment ago that it was a VCR player that I got that seems to have been shorting or whatever, and like just full on electrocuting. It wasn't like painfully bad, it was just a sort of almost like a staticky shock, but obviously nothing's any type of static is not what you want to be dealing with. These back tail ones are going to be absolutely horrible. Like, so thin. I think I've over-thinned my paint slightly as well. They seem to be sort of dissipating quite a lot. And I keep making mistakes, which is not helpful. Yeah, definitely over-thinned. I think some of the decal fix might still be there as well. I think that's why it's reacting the way it is. Which is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Deal with it. I'm not loving this though. This feels quite stressful, I'll be honest. Oh. Okay, Google, turn on the office light. Okay, Google, office light white 100%.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Okay, Google, office light white. There we go. No? Fantastic. Okay, Google, office light white. There we go. Now you can actually see things properly. Yeah, this paint is a little bit messed up, I think, right now. It just seems to be doing what it wants a little bit, which is not super ideal. Okay. And sort of just scrape it off so it's not the end of the world. Feeling a bit yucky today. See, my mum did a bit more of a cockpit of the Blonde Voss 141. I know what you mean, let's see. I'm sorry, my heart. Well, it was more that I have a so for something that has now turned into a little bit of a project, shocker, but I bought a VCR player because I asked for one off my dad, like the one I had when I was a kid, and that one just didn't seem to work. But I didn't realise how badly it didn't work until it started, like I picked this here today, this metal, and whenever I leant forward and sort of touched my head on it, and I was getting shocked. So clearly I think there's a loose cable inside it that's letting out a little bit of a passive current because it was not pleasant. I'm sorry to hear you feeling a bit yucky. Hope you feel better soon. God, that line's very close, like that one. And instantly I just do that one right over the line. Sounds like the athletes, yeah. I mean, to be honest, the whole VCR was kind of messed up. Like, it wouldn't play tapes anymore. So that's part of why I managed to source a, obviously not a new one, but like a one, well, someone who sold me a videotape actually. They were sorting the estate of their friend, and they said they could sell me the VHS player. So obviously sort of leapt on that opportunity, and now I have a fully working one, which is fantastic. Oh, this is horrible, I'll be honest. Like doing red and white, it's just not, it's not nice. I think my camera's out of focus as well. It's not ideal. It is on autofocus. So you can see I've done the wings quite well, I think. The tail's looking a bit messy. But we can tidy her up. I have faith. I have faith. Potentially. But yeah, I'm hoping I can get this model finished today. And then I'm going to do the video for it, hopefully. Because if I can do that all tonight, then the video can go out tomorrow. If not, we're back on the 2-week cycle. But to be honest, with like life at the moment, it sort of feels like the 2-week cycle is what I need to do. I'm just too scared to do that because I feel like I'm letting everyone down. doing videos every 2 weeks. It feels like there are so many other modelers who are doing them weekly. But I don't like just, I don't know, posting part of them. Oh yeah, we used to have one of them as well when I was a kid. I loved it. I loved that thing. And ours would record from the TV as well. So you'd record like directly onto DVD. So if you and your friends were all trying to watch the same program, you would just record it directly from the TV. And then definitely not share it because that would be illegal, but that's what everyone did, obviously. And then you'd be like, oh, I've got this show. And they'd be like, ah, yes, I've got this one. And you'd all catch up that way. And I remember, was it Nero? The CD burner that everyone had? Yeah, it was Nero, wasn't it? Ugh. God, I remember that thing. And we bought a printer that, it's a HP one that you could buy printable CDs. It was amazing. But no, that's another media that's sort of lost to time at this point. Which is sort of a shame, but you know, it's not like it's actually losing anything. This is the really risky way to tidy up. Is by scratching off the red paint. But it seems to work. This is definitely messier on the tail section, but I think it looks fine. I'm really proud of the wings. I think the wings look amazing. Like, I think they look actually stunning. And again, for like hand painting this, I'm proud. Okay, we're getting there, I think. I think we're okay. There's some little bits that just need tidying. Particularly on the tail. Okay. I'm trying to remember if I do with it shares. It's your shiny do with your contour. I still use Nero on my laptop. Jesus. I don't know if it still existed, or is it like an old version? And yeah, I know you're like, right, and I put that poll up before because I was just finding myself getting burnt out a little bit, you know? Okay. I think this looks good. It's not perfect, but I think it looks good. So we're gonna just move on to the front for a little bit. So this is the same sort of thing. The only difference is these aren't decals because I drew this on myself. Because I messed up the decals quite a lot. And so I just decided I'll just paint it. Mistakes were made. What can I say? Okay. Okay. This is quite stressful. Okay. So like the lines here and here and here and here, where obviously decals, and then I've had to hand paint the red lines next to them to get like the gap effect. And I'm having to do the same like on this front bit, for example. So like I have to leave a gap for the white to go. And it's not the easiest thing necessarily to do. However, I think I'm nailing it. I'm just trying to be very confident because I think that's the way to go with this, is just be confident in what you're doing. And I did like about 4 layers on the wings, I think. Okay. This is stressful. Right, I'm going to paint one entire side first, and then we'll go from there. I think that's the way to do this. So we're going to just go along here. Okay, that's way too much. Okay. Okay, there we go. This is quite painfully scary. I'm aware I'm not talking as much as I normally do. And I'm sorry. I'm just trying not to mess up. 'cause it's quite scary to do. Okay. We're like halfway there. So once we've done this bit, we just got to do the underneath. The underneath is like a lot easier because it doesn't have the gap lines. And I know it was raised before. It was like, oh, they don't give you decals for it. When I've looked, I don't think they even actually have the gaps underneath. And I think that's why you don't get them, because they're not actually there. It's just a top surface. This is where it becomes hard, because it's kind of awkward for me to angle my hand on this bit. Okay. We'll go with that. No, it's fine. The issue is we've got to go a couple of layers of this, and I'm not super confident of that, but we'll just do what we can. I've definitely not got these even on both sides, but never mind. Okay, we're gonna have to go back and tidy that up. Annoyingly. Okay. Again. Same mistake. 3 times in a row. God's sake. Lexi, get his shit together. Okay. Okay. I think this looks good. I think. What does the underneath look like? I didn't get a picture of the underneath. To Google? Let's have a quick look. There we go. So okay, that's the underneath. Aha, a Wikipedia picture. Maybe the underneath does have the gap. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, either way, this bit is gonna be horrible. Because it's a very long line of getting a little bit of white. That's not going to be fun to do. Hey Jackson, how are you doing today? Okay. You know what? There's no detail really to lose here. So, not too fast. So the bottom is going to look like trash. I think we've established this. And we're just going to accept that at this point, I think. I mean, I've definitely accepted the bottom is going to look like trash. Because the top looks fine. And it's okay, you know? This paint I'm putting on really thick at this point. Because I'm getting frustrated and forgetting to thin my paint. Now you can already see there are a lot of decals missing underneath. Because I thought they dried. So I put it down, thinking they wouldn't touch the surface. And lo and behold, they did touch the surface. And so all of those decals are now gone. Means I need to hand paint them in. I'm not super fan of. And you know what, I'm probably going to do this by painting the white back in maybe, or scratching the red off. Or decide which way. We'll do it later on. But, you know, it is what it is, you know? I'm not gonna... There's no point letting the fear take over, right? Hello from across the pond as well. Hello, how are you doing today? I guess for you, potentially in the morning? We are just destroying the bottom of this aircraft. Just ignore it. Just pretend it looks as good as the top does. It definitely does not. So, where's our knife gone? Do you know, it's actually terrifying how bad I am at keeping track of knives. Like, Jesus. So yeah, we're gonna do this the really lazy way, which is basically just to scratch it all off. Because it's the only way I can make this even look semi-decent. And then basically just reapply it. I mean, these lines, they just need to be so much better. I'm sorry you're probably not seeing that, because I need to just pull it quite close to me for a moment. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, basically, we're doing the underneath of this, and it's a mess, because all the decals are gone. But it's just not going to look as nice as the top, and that's okay. It doesn't have to look as nice. I just want to tidy it up a little bit, you know? Because it does look like shit, to be honest. I think I'm just going to accept that it looks like crap, and we'll just move on from it, you know? Because it's fine. Like, you're going to see it from this angle, most of all. And from that angle, it'll look fine. And that's all we need to sort of really worry about. Because I'm not starting again. Because that would mean buying more decals for a start. And also wasting what is essentially a perfectly good model kit to correct some errors that I could make again. And what is the point in that, you know? So we just be sensible. We work out. Maybe we'll need to put some white paint down, but that's okay. Okay. So this is looking not horrific. I mean, it's not looking good. I mean, it could definitely look worse. Which I'm sure is almost a compliment. Right, so now we need to try and do something. Okay. And some white as well. Hey, Sarah Jane. Don't be worried. And thank you for the light. I didn't put any notification up that I was going to go live today, so that's my own fault. Because I normally try and give you guys a couple of days warning, but like, honestly, we've had loads of people off sick work with COVID, and it's been a bit stressful. So, yeah. It did sort of slip my mind, which I thoroughly apologise about. Because ideally that shouldn't happen. But life gets in the way sometimes. As much as I wish it didn't. Okay, this paint is slightly red. That's not ideal. But it's fine, we can blend that in. I'm not a fan of how it looks, but the top is fine. The bottom doesn't matter too much. So we'll just deal with that, to be honest. We'll accept that that is the way it is. And we'll just go with it. I'm not gonna cry about it. Okay. That's a shame, because I very nearly got that line right the first time. And then I fucked it up. There we go. Fixed it. Whew. Alright, red paint. Okay. Okay. God, the video for this is going to be so weird. There's going to be a lot of me going, so I'm just off camera. I've been enjoying having healing in hot water again, plus being able to feel the spring outside. Yay! That's awesome! I know that had been going on for so long. I'm so glad that was resolved now. I was beginning to think that maybe it'll be next winter by the time we actually have heat again, you know? I'm super glad that that is resolved. And like, you're one of the OG people who came and started supporting me as well. So, always nice to see that you're okay as well. Right, so this side is a lot better. I just fucked up. 23 weeks. Bloody hell. I would die. I'd like literally die. Okay, that is fine, that side, I'd say. This side, on the other hand, needs some tidying again now. God's sake. I hope they've compensated you for the amount of time you've had no water, though. That's horrendous. Okay. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. We're really, really, really getting there. Okay, we just fucked that bit up, that's okay. And we just fucked that bit up. I can't do this side, like, at all. It's just too awkward. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. Again, sorry, this is, like, I'm so doing this all off. Besides, you can definitely tell us all I'm painting because it looks like a mess. Although, relatively speaking, not that bad. I don't think it's that bad. Okay. Okay. I think that's it in terms of red. We need to do a bit on the tail, but other than that, we're done. It's just a case of making stuff look nice now. Which means we're just going to add some more thinner. There we go, that's some more thinner. We're just going to go with the red now. We'll take a bit more red. That's about 50-50. And we're just going to go over bits that look absolutely freaky. Just try and make them look nice and tidy. Because this is a gloss paint, it will naturally pick up a lot of brush strokes. So going over it with quite a nice self-leveling layer hopefully should help with that. And we'll see. The gloss coat is the main tool we've got to try and help us with that, to be honest. And we are going to gloss coat the top before we do the bottom with all the masking tape. And that's purely because I think we should protect the top, you know? Because we've nailed it. And I very rarely think I've done well on models, so if I think I've done well, it probably doesn't look that bad. Because I'm normally way too harsh on myself. You can see the nose definitely needs some work on it. I mean, this is the bit that's probably the most crucial to get right, I think. It's also one of those I think is probably going to be the hardest of it to get right. This back bit definitely needs some work on it. Okay. Okay. So now we go through the bits which we can see need rewriting. We're just gonna very gently scratch it clean. Okay. That looks almost done at this point. I'm gonna do now. Grab some white. We're just gonna tidy some areas up. I can see definitely need tidying up. That bit needs rewriting actually. Okay. Whew. I am happy-ish with this. Let's just mark. Well, that should be. So you can already start to see where they'll be underneath. And we just do this, so it'll help us see what should be where. Okay. Need the same the other side. This bit is red. then between that line and that line. And that bit red. And then that bit red. We could potentially just do this. Because if we do it, it's like, it goes to here, right? We do the same on this side. And if we know the bend, it's gonna be like here. I know it's the same on all of them then. Because then we know that they need to go like up that way or something, right? And then we basically can wait for this bit to dry. Okay. Because once this bit's dry, we can get the masking tape on it. We have to do the tail on the tail, I just realised. God damn it. Okay. So we've got the same process again. Just this time on the tail. Oh, way thicker than it should be. Okay, and then the same here. Okay, so we just fucked up. But yeah, we're not gonna let it bother us. We'll just deal with it. Which I think I have sort of dealt with it. Okay, whew. This is a stressful painting today. I will be extremely honest. No, I don't think I'm going to be able to get tape on the back. So... That looks okay. I think. Seems to try and replicate the exact same thing the other side now. Which I think we've done okay on. Okay. Bloody hell. Okay. That's the tail bit done. To be honest, we could probably do a similar thing a bit. If we use one of these brushes. Okay, that works. We just do that. That is a lot quicker and easier than taping it. And it only matters up. You do shit like that and you try and equal them out. It's fine. It is what it is at this point. Okay, that bit's wrong. I'm gonna say. I messed up. So, this brush, I think. I'd say that looks better. Yeah, so I'd say this is fixable. Just need to make it very clear. There we go. Sort of fixed. They all meet up. And then underneath, they don't cover the engine bit. Which is odd, because on the top bit they do. So it sort of goes out like that. Okay. I don't think this looks good, but it is what it is at this point. I'm not going to get too upset about it, you know? There is no point getting upset about it. See, we can fix it. Again, I'm not super fussed about the bottom, because the bottom's like the least important bit, right? That's quite a nice paint livery, looking nice, thank you. The top obviously looks a lot better, which is a bit of a shame. But it is what it is, you know? I'm not going to get upset about it. Especially because I free-handed most of the bottom. There we go. It's just to get rid of that red. We'll probably have to paint that white back in. Okay. I think I'm almost done. And like after this, it's pretty much like, what, the cockpit? And like weathering and stuff. Okay. I think we're pretty much done on this one. I'd say we're done. At least paint-wise. We've got a lot to do decal-wise, but paint-wise, we can say we're done. I think I did okay. There are a few bits that do look kind of nasty, honestly. But, I mean, for, like, hand painting it, I think I did well. Although I envy those steady hands, not bad. But they're not. They're getting steadier, I'll be honest. They're like, compared to like, even a few months ago, they're a lot more steady than they were. I think we're done. I'm calling it. Time of death. 1740. I've just spent an hour painting this. But, on the plus side, I think she is looking pretty fine. And like from this side, like when she's gonna be like, let's just, there we go. Like from here, I don't think it looks too bad. You know? Obviously if we turn it upside down, you can see it's a mess, but we don't need to look at it from that way. There's just a bit on the tail I need to do. And then we're done. Like, dunsies, guys. I just need to find my tape. Because that's the perfect finish. And I can't see. Just always lose every week. I swear, y'all, would it be my stream if I didn't lose my tape? Like, for realsies? I don't really want to not do it. Aha! Lost and found the tape. Cool. This is, in theory, going to be the easiest bit. And I already messed up. Sure. Right, so we need to paint it really, really thin. I don't know if that's too low down. I think that's too low down. You know what, I'm going to do it the other way around. Okay. I'm gonna be honest though, if any of you ever get this hit, like, just... Unless you've got like an absolute passion for this display team, just don't. just don't. Because my god. This has been one of the hardest things I've ever painted. So what I need to do is do a red line across it. And then afterwards, we're going to go above it and do the rest of it. So that's the red line done. And you do the same the other side. And then we just need to leave a really, really small gap. I think, yeah. Although, why don't we just... Why don't I just do this a really easy way? Whoa, that's way too much paint. That actually looks quite good. I'm not mad at it. Not quite as good. I went off a little bit at the end. I think I can scratch that a bit clear. Okay, cool. I actually feel exhausted. I actually feel exhausted. Bloody hell. It's literally just, this has been quite stressful. C'est fini. Hello, Dean. Sorry, I've not been ignoring you. I'm going to try to get in the Vallejo paints. Thinking of getting set for my own. They're good. They're meant to be really, really good. Really, really, really good. Yeah, so the decals for these are literally just like this thin lines. The rest of this is all hand painted. The lines here are hand painted. The lines here are a mess, so we're just ignoring them. All hand painted on the top and the bottom. This is hand painted as well. So most of it's, I'd say over half of this model is hand painted, to be honest. All we need to do now is pretty much just do the cockpit. And then I think that's it really. Yeah, just the cockpit and then rip this tape off at the back. I need to take a few seconds break because my neck is killing me. Oh, and is this frozen? It has frozen. Okay. 2 seconds. Cool, there we go. Right, I'm gonna have to like lie back a little bit with my neck. Ugh. My god, guys. Right. Hey, bestie. Hey, Anna. How you doing? I tried the layer paints, not the air. There is I have an airbrush. Paint's nice. Similar to Tamiya. Thank you. Balari Shilvani Iskri. Pretty much done. I just want to sit like this for a little bit because my neck hurts. Basically. So I'm only doing touch-ups now. Then we'll do the cockpit. And then once we've done that, we're pretty much going to be done on this model. And we'll go on to the Hawk. Which I've left downstairs really handily, you know. But it's fine. How is everyone today? I hope everyone is doing amazing. And that you're living your best life this weekend. Hey, Anna, as well, you need to reply to my birthday thing. Like, I'm assuming you're coming, but I haven't. I need the RSVCP. Okay, I'm not going to touch that anymore. Oh my gosh. Tamiya is good. Okay, controversially, I hate Tamiya paints. For whatever reason, they don't agree with me. I don't know what it is, because I know they are hands down some of the best paints on the market, but I just cannot get on with them, and I don't know why. So, seeing the, like, Tamiya is great, I just can't get on with them. Oh, did you? Oh, okay. Well, let me know as soon as you can, because we need to book stuff, but it's all good. But yeah, Tamiya is like such a good brand, but I always just struggled with it. I don't know why though. I literally have a feeling it's just like I did one model, messed it up, and I blamed the paints. Because that tends to be what it is. Because Tamiya's so universally loved. Like, it must be something I did. God's sake, this tape. can't tape off at all. I should really be showing you this properly. There we go. One bit of red went underneath, but otherwise good. How did you paint the neat with masking tape without anything getting on the tape? I haven't used masking tape on this entire model. Bar that tail bit. That was the only bit of that I've used. Was on the tail. And the tail looks the worst. Revell glue, I mean, Revell glue is very hit and miss, I'll be honest. The stuff with the brush is awful. I will happily say that. I mean, I love Revell, and I don't think the glue is amazing. It's mainly just it's really easy to access for me. I may or may not be doing a video that reviews every single paint at some point, but I need to take a week off work to do it, so that's going to be a June project. However, personal opinion is Vallejo are very good, but people always seem to find that their the airbrush paints are better. And I would probably say in my experience that's true. As for model color, they're fine. Like, model color, actually, you know, I hand painted with them and I thought they were pretty good, actually. I would say any hand painting, you should be doing a couple of coats and never ever be doing one coat because it means you're doing it too thick. Whereas an airbrush, you get even thin layers. Brush painting, you don't get that, like, just by the design of brush painting. So in areas where you're not too worried about detail, like for me, the underside of this kit, I just didn't give a shit. So I just did quite thick layers. But any other time, you should be going slow with the paint, you know? And making sure you're getting those really nice, even layers. And if you use a thinner, that'll help the paint self-level as well. So on your final coat, you should get less brush strokes because the paint is leveling itself out and drying in that way. It doesn't always work. It is a sort of a bit of a... There's a bit of a technique to it, but, you know, it works, sort of. But, like, for example, the underside of this kit I didn't give a shit about. So I just went kind of quite heavy with the paint and just didn't care. This middle bit, I messed up so badly that I just stopped caring and decided to focus all my attention. All of these top bits, because it's a glossy paint by default, glossy paint is horrendous and leaves every single brush mark that you have. So, yeah. I just realised I don't think you saw anything. Let me just show you what I mean. Okay, right. So, let's take this for example, right? So these top bits, this is a glossy red paint. Glossy paints are horrendous to leaving markings for like brush strokes, whatever. So you do really thin layers and it'll look like crap. The first layer is just going to be brush marks, but that's okay. That's fine. And then you build it up and you build it up and you do a really thin layer on top and you do a couple of thin layers like I've done. And you end up with relatively smooth finish. The same is true for white or any pastel-y colours, really. You just need to do really thin layers. And then places you don't really care about or that don't have any detail, like the nose on this one, you just go for it. So that's how I would say do it. Can you get a Vallejo in the US? Yes, you can. I'm not sure where you get it. I want to say Michael's does it. From what I read. Not me just throwing my keyboard. Not me throwing my like £100 keyboard. For fuck's sake. Okay, let's have a look for you. Okay. So not Michael's. Amazon and Mega Hobby are coming up as the first places to buy them. And hobbymodels.com. Yeah, Amazon and Hobby Models seem to be the main places to get them in the USA. Or I say main places, they're the places that came up first on Google. Alright, let's get the cockpit of this thing done. I need to look up what the cockpit looks like. I think it's pretty much just black. Yeah, pretty much just black. And so that is how we will do it. And that will make life a lot easier for us anyway. You're welcome, and welcome back, Anna. Sort of regretting not doing the cockpit first time around now, but never mind. I can't change the fact that I hadn't done it. Anna, are you playing OpenTTD tonight? Stories? Stories about what? Why is this not focused? Okay. I somewhat massively regret not doing this, but I don't know why I didn't. Why I was so arrogant as to not do. God damn it. It's gonna make it so much harder for myself. Okay. Hopefully good things. I know you just said you're muted, but Hopefully good things. This is like the worst way to paint a cockpit, guys. Don't ever do this. It looks like shit. There's just not much choice I have. I don't know why I didn't just paint it. I think I was just like, nah, I'll do it later. It'll be fine. It was not fine. And luckily it's just black, right? So there isn't much I can mess up on it. Oh yeah, and we'll do the engine. So we're going to paint the engine black initially. And then we're going to go in with silver afterwards. Okay, that looks fine. Same with the engine intakes, we'll do the same thing. Go with the black and we'll go back over them afterwards. I'm going to do the same with the wheel wells to an extent. Okay. Oh. I look good today, do I? I'm wearing like no makeup. I redid my hair though, but thank you. Yeah, I've literally just got like foundation and that's it. Because my beauty blender has gone walkabouts. And I don't really understand how, but I think my cat has decided, hey, that looks like a toy. And literally just run off with it. So I can't do my makeup properly now, which is really annoying. We're gonna use a grey, I think, to just get over it. Yeah, really, thank you. That is really kind of you to say. How are you doing today, Ministry of Sound Principles? So, we want a little bit. You always look good. I definitely do not always look good. Jesus Christ. I look like shit most of the time. This is like the laziest way to add depth into a cockpit. But you know, considering it's only half painted. It's also a way to try and make sure we get everything covered. Alright, so we want to get this red again. You're welcome. I'm about good as I say, working on the Rosenbauer Panther. Ooh. Sounds good. I need to do another tank at some point. I did 3 last year. But obviously I've slowed down my modelling output a little bit just to try and make the videos and stuff better quality. And I think that's worthwhile. Because I think the videos are much better than I do now. Because they're like half an hour long, they have a lot of information in them. So yeah. Either way, I think this is done. Like, completely done now. So. There's not even much in the way of decals, to be honest, with this kit. I'm just gonna check there's nothing in the box. It sounds like there's some tasty goodies in here still. Oh yeah, like the control panels. Be helpful if I did them, wouldn't it? And then obviously the landing gear, which we can actually put in now. What do you do for work outside of modelling? The most I want to say is I work in finance. But due to my job, I really, need privacy. But yeah, I work in finance. I have I'll be really honest with you, my day job is super stressful. It's super serious. So like, it's very different for me to then go and do this. And it's like a massive relief doing this. Because like this in gaming, make me get through my day job. Because my day job is not a nice job to do, I'll be honest. It's a really horrible job. Like, horrible in the sense that, like, it's just one of those jobs that's like, someone has to do it, you know? So. But that's life. And these days, I like my job. I'm good at my job, so... yeah. So, now that we've got the cockpit somewhat done, we can go on to put the landing gear in place. Did you weight the aircraft? Yes, I think I did. I tend to weight most of them. I'm very used to weighing them, so it should be fine because it's very nose heavy. I mean, this model anyway tends to be pretty nose heavy, just by its own design. I don't know how the front wheel goes in though. It doesn't attach to anything. It just like goes in. Right now as all that. I have only forgotten in one model that I've done since I started doing it on like YouTube and stuff, and that was one of my Frecce Tricolori ones, and it really devastated me. Like, genuinely. Like, I was heartbroken. Because the reason I bought the kit that I did was so that I could literally do the model, and then I forgot to weigh it down, and it just never looked right. So now I'm always relatively careful now. That's going to be held on way too low down. I think I don't get how that's meant to go in. Okay. I use these ones. Must more ridiculous. No, not really. You get used to them. I actually find it harder now to do stuff without the nails. I'm just so used to having them, you see. Okay. So this gear is kind of horrible to put in place. I've got nail glue. Okay, so no. That should be okay anyway. What's the next model you're going to build? I have the NHS Hawk to do, which I was hoping I'd get some done today, but I'm not very sure if I will. That one I'm actually doing for my mum as a birthday present. But she's not, like, she's had a birthday present. This is more like a second one. So it's like, it's not the end of the world if I don't get it done today, you know? After that, I have a few ideas what I want to do, but I'm not sure, you know? Like, I need to just sort of, I need to sit down and do a plan of what I'm going to do. And I need to sort of just spend a whole weekend just doing models. Which is what I'm sort of hoping I'll do today, tomorrow, and sort of catch up. I want to get 2 models completely finished before the next video goes up. So one will be this, and hopefully one will be like the Hawk. What area? What, in the UK? Northwest? Yeah, Northwest. Do they stick outward? So like last year, I planned out all my models for like the entire year, and this year I was just thinking maybe I'll give myself some lenience because I've already diverted from my plan a few times because of like other stuff coming up. Well, Manchester-ish, obviously I'm not going to say exactly where I am, but yeah, that sort of area. That's a very approximate. Why do you ask? There is a lot of gump, like stuff that is kind of not needed, I would agree. And there are companies that make a living out of that. And it's, you know, that's fine for some people. Other people like myself, I'm not interested in that, you know. I think I've got to put a part in place. I think I must have. That I just can't feel any resistance. But this should be... Oh no, it is hitting against something, okay. But it's just not, it doesn't look right at all. Come on. Oh, are you in Manchester as well then? Is that what you're saying? That looks fine-ish. My favorite restaurant. Oh, you are cool. Are you around my age or are you older? Most people into modelling are like older than myself. Favorite restaurant. I don't really think I have a favorite restaurant. If it was like a chain, I'd probably say like Wagamama's, but like, I don't know. Okay, I think this is in place. That landing gear looks bad. I'm not going to even try and defend the fact that that looks really bad. But it's fine. Wait, do you know how old I am? Fair enough. I think that looks okay. What are the chances of meeting someone from a localish area who's into model making? When we don't even have any modelling clubs around here. Well, there are actually in Manchester, aren't there, obviously. I was in Manchester yesterday. So we went 27 and 28. So 27, 28. Cool. Okay. Which way around do these go? So let's make it look like that one. So 27 goes this side. 28. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't say boring, and I have a lot in common with them. It's just, I guess life-wise, obviously, like, it can be really hard to relate to people who are older. Even with my parents, you know? Like, I love my parents. We get on really, really well. But, like, the cost of living crisis is something they don't understand in the same way of me at all. They're just like, yeah, stuff just more expensive, and I'm just like, uh-huh. And living is hard right now. And obviously you get some who are not so much on the liberal side of things. But, you know, screw 'em. I think that's how this is meant to be. I'm not entirely sure. That doesn't look... This looks like the entirely wrong way around to me. I'm swapping them around. Oh, I don't know. Maybe they weren't the wrong way around. Oops. I saw your message, but I'm just doing this. Okay, I think they're the wrong way around, but we're just gonna go with them being this way around. Oh god. That does not look good. But we're gonna deal with it. Okay, so... Ow, just smacked my head. Fantastic. So we do one side at a time. So we'll do 33 and 31. So what sort of models do you like doing? If that's why you're here. I'm assuming it is. I can't imagine this being very interesting to anyone else. Oh wow, you do a lot more variety than I do. Where'd you buy your models from? I don't understand how this is meant to work. This is horrible. I'll take that back off a sec. Right, that goes... Mess that up. I mean, what? There's literally like no other reason to be here on the model. Is there, though? Right. Let's try that again. Mainly online. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace is... I don't have like my own Facebook per se. I have like a Ms. Modeler one. But yeah, I literally only have it for Facebook. Like models. Because it is like... I agree, like one of the best places to find models. Although people like sell them at such weird prices. Like people will buy a kit, like new, open it, and then be like, "Oh yeah, it's worth like more now because it's old," and it's like, but it's still in production, and they just won't understand that it's not worth as much as they think it is. It can be very, very funny. Okay, I think that's how this is meant to look. That looks somewhat right to me. Do you play like War Thunder or anything? And then we need this one. Yeah, right. Like I remember I was trying to find like this aerobatic. I won't say what it is because it's one I'm doing for a video at some point. But I was trying to find this aerobatic display team aircraft, and someone was like, "Oh yeah, you can have it for like 40 quid," and I was just like, "Mate, it's worth like 10," and they were like, you won't get it anywhere for that price. It's like, I'm literally looking at it for that price right now. I only thought I'd come on here because I'd rather take one secondhand from someone I know who's still actively in modelling than, you know, not. But they're just deluded sometimes. But I mean, you get that in every hobby. People are greedy when they're selling kits these days. Yeah, right? That's what I mean, like, it's just like, be realistic. And plus, like, you want people to be able to get into the hobby, and secondhand kits are like one of the best ways for new people to get into the hobby. And we're just like closing it off. And then don't even get me started on the people who spend like hundreds of pounds on like buying up the whole like collection of a kit just so they can sell it later. Like, fuck right off. They are the worst people. Like, scalpers are just the worst. But we know they exist in every single thing, so not a lot we can do. Also, yay, landing gear's all done. Well, you say that, but it's not always. I mean, this one, for example, doesn't come in that way. I know... I'm done on that bit, so we can... I'm not going to do the model today, guys, by the way. My neck hurts. So we can have a little chat for a bit if you want. But yeah, I agree, like... So, like, sort of, so... Red Arrows, for example, dirt cheap. Il Frecce Tricolori, dirt cheap. But then you get ones like Patrouille de France, or Patrouille de France, however you say it. And their kits now that have the decals in are insanely expensive compared to if you just buy the decals on their own, which are like a tenner, and then you buy the KP reboxing, which I think they bought the old tooling of Hella, I'm assuming. And it's just like, cool. 2 kits for everyone. Yeah, because they want to have one to have in the collection and then one to have to sell later. One to build. But then they never do anything. And I don't get it. Like, I did, like, I think the video I did on the CT4 Air Trainer, that video for me was, like, explaining why people do that. And it's because they're so scared of fucking it up a lot of the time. They want to have a backup. But I've just learned to embrace that, and I'm like, this kit did not go the way it should have. Like, the top looks fine, the bottom looks awful, but at the end of the day, do you want to really waste not only that time, but also that money and these global resources redoing it? When at the end of the day, if it's going to sit on my shelf, no one's going to see the underside. It's not worth it, is it? You know? There's just so much to consider, and this hobby is not an eco-friendly hobby, and I'm so conscious of that, that I feel like if I can avoid buying a new kit, if I fuck up, I'd rather do that, you know? Just noticed a few bits where I clearly had gluey fingers. Yeah, I think otherwise we're done on this. We just need to let the landing gear do its thing and dry. I mean, if people want to use this, like my Discord, to like buy and sell kits of each other, I'm more than okay with that. Ugh, I mean, if I ever get my platform big enough, like, I mean, I need to get 1,000 subs first of all to even be considered anything on YouTube. But once I get to that point, like, I'm gonna 100% campaign for that. There's no reason it shouldn't be, to be perfectly honest. It shouldn't be special edition, it should be the way it is. It should be recycled materials where they can be. But in my opinion, Airfix are so behind on everything. There's so many things I think they could change that would make modelling more accessible to people and just better in general. But I don't think they'll ever do them. Because they're very much stuck in the past, I think. Even though people say they've, like, come a long way and blah, blah, blah. Which they have, but, like, it doesn't stop the fact that, you know, there's a long way they could go still. I've got a something I'm bidding on the end soon as well, which I'm very excited about. Ooh. Oh, I need to drop a message and another thing that I'm doing tonight. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much done for today, guys. I'm a bit tired. I walked just yesterday. But there'll eventually be a video coming on that. There's some stuff I want to do, but yeah. Their product range is very limited now, even with the liveries and decals, they could do so much more. I agree. And it annoys me that they're doing the vintage classic collection rather than doing new molds. Like more aerobatic. Yeah, I agree. Like, at the end of the day, they're, like, in a lot of countries, like the Thunderbirds, for example, is going to appeal to a little kid. And that's how you get into it, really. I usually get swamped by dealers after my gear. You literally sound like a drug dealer saying that. But yeah, I think they could do like a Thunderbirds aircraft, because no one really does one like really easy accessible at the moment. They could do a Blue Angels one because I know Italy did one and I think Academy did one. They obviously do the Red Arrows. Fracture Tricolor they wouldn't be able to compete with. No one does Patu de France anymore, so they could easily do that with a really nice quality Alpha Jet because they used to have the best mold for that, but they just don't. There's other stuff they could do as well. So they could do like the M346 because no one does that at the moment. And then what else could they do? Could do some like the interesting like Yugoslavian stuff, like the Soccer G4 because that's always been a really popular kit. So there's loads they could do. It just I don't know, like Pilates as well, like the PC21, PC9. Why haven't they done one of them? Baffling to me. But I mean, we also haven't got an AMX. And Italy have said they're releasing one this year, but they have also said that back in 2019, so who knows if that's going to come out or not. So, as we're getting to the end then, let me drop links in for people. So, if you want to chat to me, or you want to play some War Thunder or whatever, jump into that and you can chat with me and game with me. I just smack the desk real hard with my keyboard. And if you want to send me pictures or you want to do anything else, then there's my email address as well here. So either of those ways you can communicate to me. If you join the Discord, you will need to wait for me to appoint your role because I get trolls and hate sometimes. So you need to have roles assigned manually. And then if you email me, I love seeing your guys' models. I know, for example, Jackson sent their Heinkel HU11, which looked absolutely gorgeous. And it's really inspiring to see you guys' stuff. So please send me stuff as well. I might do a video on community stuff if I get enough people to send their stuff in. And that'd be really cool to do. Yeah. Thank you all for being here today. I really enjoyed it. Again, I know it's only a 2-hour stream, but I'm very, very tired. And I also committed to doing a stream, like being in my friend's stream, who's playing Open TTT today, Transport Tycoon Deluxe. So we're going to be playing that tonight. I also have to make dinner as well, so... And tidy this shit up before I go. So yeah, that's also why I look very basic today, because normally I've got like a nice t-shirt or a nice dress on and blah. So yeah. And Monstria Sound Principles, thank you for stopping by as well. It's nice to know someone else who's somewhat in the similar area to me. Hey, maybe meet up one time and go like model shopping or something. That would be really cool today. And I also need to change the visibility on this, don't I? Because YouTube is dumb. So let me just do that before I close it off today. And I can't find it. There it is. Yes, I'll definitely be here next week. Video may be up tomorrow, it may be up next week. We'll have to, we'll see. Because the video might be on this, who knows? And I mean, to be honest, it is nearly done, so I might be able to get the video out for tomorrow, but I'm not rushing myself anymore. You know, I got very burnt out between, like, what is at the moment a very stressful workplace and also this. And I never want this to stress me out. So, yeah. Coolio. Well, I guess that's it then. Whoops. I don't know if I just kicked you all off by accident. But yeah, I'll see